Man, I just bust out crying. I'm talking about boo-hoo, snot coming down my
Yeah.
nose. And so the pastor look at me like, David, you all right? And I'm like, no. And he was like, what's wrong? I don't know. I don't know why I'm crying. Like I couldn't control it.
Mhm.
Yo, welcome to the spot where the mics are hot. Every word we drop got flow like a shot. Got stories to tell and jokes that hit hard. Come join the fun, it's a brand new yard. We bring the vibes, the beats won't stop. Tune in now, we rise to the top. Laugh, cry, shout, feel every drop. This podcast here is cream of the crop.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's go. All right. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode to the R to the J podcast. And if you like what we're doing over here, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. If you don't know what we're doing over here, we talk to your everyday entrepreneur, influencer, what I call it, inspirer, business owner. So if you ever want to be on the show, go ahead and contact me. We would love to have you. But with that being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. But with that, our next guest is David Martin. What's up, David?
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody?
Man, thank you for coming in, man.
Nah, it's all good. It's my pleasure, man. I love what you're doing over here,
Oh,
man.
thank
I
you.
just
Appreciate
want to
it.
be a part of it, bro.
Yeah. It's like, man, a lot of people, well, you have your own podcast. We'll talk about that more later.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, this is their first time doing a podcast. So, like, just take that experience.
Oh yeah, I love it, man. Any place I could go and just share like the goodness of God, like what he done for my life, man, how he just saved me, man. Like I'm always excited to do this, man. So like again, I said, man, hey, I appreciate you, brother.
Oh, thank you. But I'm sure all the viewers saying, who is David Martin? So, can you let them know who you are?
Okay, well, my name is David Martin and I'm from Port Arthur, Texas, born and raised out here, man. Just growed up like any other child, man, mom and dad. But as I got a little older, I started experimenting with drugs and alcohol and just living a crazy lifestyle out there. I mean, I would always say, whatever you hear those rappers rapping about, we probably was really doing it out there.
Yeah.
And
And you were like in the West Side, Port Arthur? Is that?
I was on the east side of Port Arthur, like that's where I grew up at. Around like Ninth Avenue, we would call it Chinatown, and
Yeah.
me and all my brothers, man, we had a good time. Like I said, like any other kids, playing basketball and throw up tackle, playing football. But it's like once the drugs and the alcohol like entered the equation, that's when everything started going crazy, bro.
Yeah. Especially, let's say, if you don't know when to how much to take it, you know what I mean? You just kind of you know your limits, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
okay, let's say, to have a couple drinks here and there, but just keep on doing it.
It wasn't no limit,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it like that. Like it wasn't no such thing as a limit, how I grew up. Like, it was just, drink till you throw up, party
Yeah.
till you pass out, so like people would say, have a social drink. I don't know how to do that. So for me, I just had to quit altogether because it wasn't no such thing as a social drink. I never did it before. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
So I just I had to just leave it alone completely.
Yeah, and that's sometimes the best thing to do for some people is like it's something that you just don't want to touch it because you know how you get. It's like, nah, bro.
Yeah, I know me.
Yeah, exactly.
I know me better than anybody else. So, like I say, I tell anybody, if they say, man, they could have a social drink, I'm like, well, okay, you can. I can't.
Yeah.
So, in order for me to be the best person that I need to be, I have to be completely sober
Yeah.
every day. So, like I said, I know me, man.
Yeah, and I get a whole bunch of big time respect for people who know that
Yeah.
and just stick with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I'm out there having a couple drinks and I ask somebody, "You want a drink?" They say, "No, I drink." It's like, okay, no problem.
Right.
Respect.
And that's what it's all about, man. It's all about respect, boundaries, like if I go to my friend's house or whatever, and if they're having a drink or whatnot, that's what they choose to do.
Yeah.
And they understand what I choose to do. So as long as we have a respect, I believe that we could, walk side by side because we both understand,
Yeah.
like, hey man, David don't drink no more. Don't ask him.
Yeah.
Like, because I tell him, you wasting your time.
Even better, you know what I mean? You be the DD too, you know what I mean? If if it has come down to it, you know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
got you. I make sure everybody get home.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly,
mean? But hey, but to be honest, man, I be like now I'm 45. So
See, I just turned 44, so we were
yeah, man, I be going to sleep early. Like it be like 9, 10 o'clock, man. I'm trying to get into bed, man. So
During the weekdays, yeah, I sleep around that time because I gotta wake up like around 4 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, I
yeah,
got.
nah, that's me, man. Every day, man. I'm trying, but I got a 7-year-old too,
Oh,
so
okay.
he be fired up, and sometimes he want to play, and he don't understand that daddy tired.
Oh yeah.
So but that's my joy, man, little boy. So if he keep me up, I'm cool with that. If I'm a little tired when I go to work, it's all worth it at the end
Yeah.
of the day.
Yeah, enjoy them kids when they're young because once they get older, yeah,
Right, because got older, got two older ones, got one that, been graduated, got one that just graduated, and I mean, it's different, because they got their friends. They're
yeah,
they're starting to learn, who they are,
yeah.
becoming the man and the woman that they want to be. So of course, hanging with, their 45-year-old dad, that ain't
It's not
cool.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah, it ain't cool. It wasn't cool for me when I was that age. So I understand it. So, we got the 7-year-old, and he wants to still hang with dad. So,
yeah. Well, he has to.
yeah,
He has no
he
point.
ain't got no choice.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, the reason why I wanted to bring in because I heard you told me that you have a really good inspiring story to kind of help out if anybody's like going through struggles or anything like that.
Yeah, for sure, man. You know, like I said earlier, just I got addicted to first, it just started off with a little marijuana, just recreational,
Mm-hmm.
having fun, smoking and, drinking a little alcohol, going to the school dances or going to the club or something like that. But, as time went on, more drugs started getting introduced to the party. We started drinking, lean, cough
Oh
syrup,
yeah.
all that, and then taking all the prescription pills like the Xanax and the Somas and Vicodins and Lorcets, and it didn't stop there because now we're getting introduced to smoking PCP. They call it wet,
I
embalming
heard about it.
fluid.
Yeah.
Like, now we smoking that, and then next thing you know, now we sniffing cocaine. So I said all those drugs, and it wasn't like we was just doing, one drug on Monday. Like we were doing all those drugs in the same day.
Oh man.
So
Yeah.
it's only by the grace of God I'm still alive because we wasn't drinking water.
Mm-hmm.
We was drinking beer and lean,
Yeah.
like every day, all day. But after a while, and this went on for 15 years of my life, like every day like this.
Beginning like around 15 years old.
Probably around more of I started probably smoking marijuana like 19th grade,
Okay.
like that. So, but then, like I said, as once you graduated and you get introduced to getting a job, getting some money, and learning how to sell drugs. So it's just more drugs just was around, and that was my life. Like it was just the party. But it's like one day, I remember walking through the mall, and I started seeing like other classmates that I knew, like good friends, and they was with their husband or with their wife and their kids, and I'm looking at myself, and I'm like, man, all I got is drugs on me, like you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like, and that was like the first time I started having a desire to want a different lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I didn't know how to do it, if that makes sense. Like I wanted change, but I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know where to go because all the people that I trust, we was in this world together. These my brothers, so I didn't know where to go. And then one day I was doing my normal routine, just riding around selling marijuana, and I got a phone call that a lady was at our house. Like, my cousins had their own home where we all hung out at. And they was like, they called me Punchy. So they like, Punch, man, they got this lady over here in a BMW looking for you. Now my mind went to, oh, I found a nice lady at the club the other night.
Mm-hmm.
She looking for me, man. I bust a U-turn and I came flying to the house. But the lady was like, hey, they got a church down the street. I'm talking about 3 blocks. In Port Arthur, Jawa World Church and Outreach Ministries. The pastor, Apostle Simon, and Pastor Perlana Caron. They had a program like helping people get jobs. And that was one of my excuses why I stayed on drugs, why I stayed drinking alcohol, because it was hard for me to get a job. One, I couldn't pass a drug test. But two, in the midst of me doing all these things, I had got a felony. I got caught with the codeine, and that started off from 5 to 99 years in jail. But I paid a lawyer, I got probation, and things like that.
Yeah.
So I go to the church, man, and I go through the program, man, and I got a job. Like, and the first day on the job, man, I'm working hard. And then we got off at 4:30. At about 3 o'clock, the foreman come to the pit where we was working and called me out the pit. So I'm like, I told my little cousin, I say, man, they must want to give me a raise already. Like, I've been working hard. And then he came up to me and he said, David, we got to kick you out the plant. And I'm like, what you mean? Like, what did I do? It was like, your background, it came back and it's just too high. You got to go. And so, like, that hit me. Because I'm like, man, I'm finally trying to do right.
Yeah.
And I still can't get a job. I still, like, you know what I mean?
Well, you've had it there, but then
I
yeah.
had it. Like, it was $17.88 an hour. Like, I felt like I made it.
Mm-hmm.
But the same day I got it, it got taken away from me from something that I done. So I couldn't blame nobody else because I was selling those drugs. I got caught with those drugs. So, that's what comes with it. So, as I talk to, the younger generation, I let them know, man, like, it's easy to get in trouble.
Oh yeah, very easy.
You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of hard to get out of it, like, once you in it, because it's still to this day. And I haven't done nothing like that street life in 15 years. But if I'm filling out an application, I still have to answer that question, do you have any felonies? And then I got to answer it.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta put an explanation on, like, about it. Like, sometimes my bosses or supervisor, they didn't ask me about that. And of course they see my life now and they know I ain't doing none of that stuff, but I still have to, like, own up to that.
Yeah.
To this day, man. And
And at the end, as long as you're being truthful and they see that you changed it, we understand. You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of respect right there.
Right. And that's the good thing. You know what I mean? Like, people, they understand that, you make mistakes. But, in this world, sometimes some people don't forget.
Yeah.
Like, they hold that over your head, like, the things that you done wrong. So, I'm just grateful for the people that crossed my life because I know that they understand that, man, I was just young and dumb, man,
Yeah, we all are. When you're young, I'm definitely sure I made some mistakes when I was younger and stuff like that. Do I still make some mistakes now? Is even older? Probably little, but nothing crazy big.
Yeah.
Little mistakes,
Yeah, I'm about to say, man, I still make mistakes, man. And then, like, I came to, like, I'm gonna say a crossroad because after I got kicked out of the refinery, it was kind of like, okay, what you gonna do now?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna go back to the streets, what or you gonna stay in this church program and just push through and get to it, because, like, the pastor, he would always tell me, like, David, you're gonna get a job, man. You just gotta hold your course. You gotta stay clean and and all this kind of stuff. But of course, after I got kicked out, I went back to start smoking weed again. And I'm still in the program, I'm still in the job program, but I'm smoking. And the pastor came up to me on a Wednesday and was like, hey, David, Monday, you're going to have a drug test for another job, man. You clean? I'm like, yeah, I'm clean.
Mm-hmm.
Because in my mind, I'm just going to take some stuff to clean me out and, all that other stuff, trying to get over. But I took the drug test that Monday, and the lady that did the drug test, and it's amazing because the same lady that I had to take the drug test for is the mayor of Port Arthur now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Charlotte Moses.
Yeah, man.
What's up? How you doing?
Man, I'm telling you, man, I love Miss Moses, man, because in that moment, man, like, she had to tell me, like, hey, baby, like, your test ain't come back right. And I looked at her and I'm like, nah, all I did was take some pills. Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because she was like, well, yeah, that's what that's what's showing up in your urine test. And I'm like, but I took them 3 days ago. And so she went on the internet, and, like, that pill, it stays in your system for like 7 to 14 days.
Oh wow, yeah.
But on the streets, they told us that it's only 3 days in your system. So I'm listening to these street pharmacists that
Yeah,
don't know nothing, and I failed the drug test. And but what I saw in Mayor Moses, Miss Moses, I saw the love of God because her eyes started getting watery,
Mhm.
and then I had to leave out because I was like I was about to cry because I felt like she was about to cry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because she felt my pain, like by me saying, "Man, I'm just trying to do right, but it's hard." Like I'm just kind of pouring out to her because I know she's a woman of God too.
Mhm.
So I'm just pouring out, man. And I left, and then the pastor of the church program, he calling my phone, and I don't want to answer it because I know what he about to tell me. He about to tell me, some stuff about God. You know what I mean? I understand God back then. So I didn't answer the phone. Then he called me back. And this was the first time like I ever heard like my spirit talk to me. And all I heard in my spirit was he only trying to help you. I mean, I heard that clear, like he only trying to help you. So I answer the phone. He tell me to come to the church, man. I pull up to the church, and then I'm just standing there because he was on the phone. But then as I'm standing there, man, I just bust out crying. I'm talking about boo-hoo, snot coming down my nose. And so the pastor look at me like, David, you all right? And I'm like, no. And he was like, what's wrong? I don't know. I don't know why I'm crying. Like I couldn't control it.
Mhm.
So he hung up the phone, and then we went in his office, and he told me, David, God is allowing you to feel a pain that you never want to feel again. And you know what is causing this pain. And I just cut him off. I said, the drugs, the alcohol. And he said, David, today you free. Those tears that you crying are tears of deliverance. You don't never have to go back to those drugs and alcohol again. And from that day on to 2025, I've been drug free, bro.
Oh, that's good.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about alcohol free, not a cigarette. Like, and I'm just saying for people that know who I used to be, they know this is amazing because I woke up, you know what I mean, partying. And I ain't even done nothing, man. And
Did that transition just happen 180 one day, or
Man,
did it take us kind of slower?
like, it took slower to me to get to that point of me crying because, I've been trying to quit for probably the last, 5 years before that. But I couldn't. Like, I just couldn't shake it.
Yeah.
But that day, that was it, man. Like, I didn't go to rehab or nothing. Like, because people was telling me that, man, you probably gonna go to rehab, all that.
Yeah.
Man, and the only way I could explain it is God, bro.
Yeah. So pretty much you went cold turkey, but it worked great for you.
Yeah, cold turkey, nothing. Like, I'm talking about nothing. Because before, when I tried to quit drugs, I would have withdrawals. Like, getting sick and stuff like that. If I didn't put, like, drugs in my system for 3 days, I'll get sick. But this time, nothing.
Yeah.
I'm talking about free.
Free. That's good. So the next question I was gonna ask you, like, you've been through all of that, down your lows and stuff. So right now, I say you're in your highs right now, right? You're doing well for yourself. You got family. You have kids as well too.
Yes. Nah, man. Now, I have a lovely wife, Precious Martin, and we have 3 kids, David, Noah, and Kennedy. And we even got a grandbaby,
Really?
So, I'm a pawpaw around here. But then also, I work in my ministry, at Ruach Ministries International. We're under the leadership of Pastor Yoshi Alexander.
Where's that at?
That's in Port Arthur, like on Guffway and Imhoff in Port Arthur, Texas.
Okay.
It's like right off of Guffway, right off of Guffway Drive, real easy, real loving church. And I'm an ordained minister there. I just finished theology school where I just received my doctorate. So, I'm able to put Dr. David Martin on things.
Okay.
And it's just like a testament where, you could start off like this, but you could end up like that, by allowing God to be God in your life, So, but then also like with everything that I went through, like it just opened up a door to me, like wanting to go speak, in different places. So, but the first thing I published a book And the first book I published is titled The ABCs of Faith.
Okay.
And it's published on Amazon. It's a Christian devotional where I basically just take like every letter in the alphabet, I give it a word, a scripture, and then like something like motivational, something encouraging. And then after that, I made a coloring book titled The ABCs of Faith to like bring, the kids and the parents together, allow them to grow up in faith together.
Yeah.
But then after that, man, it's like I needed something more personal. So I came out with a book titled Good Ground. And in Good Ground, I talk about the 3 steps that I have taken to transform my life. I had to change my people, my places, and my thinking. And so I put that in the book, as I share my testimony. And once the book came out, man, I got a good response, man. Like, people was buying it. People started asking me to come like speak on it, in different drug programs. Next thing I know, man, I ended up at LeBlanc Unit on Highway 69. That was a prison where, I was able to go in there and have church with my brothers in there, because I don't call them inmates, man. I call them my brothers, because, we all, serving the Lord, man. They just made some mistakes, which made them end up where they're at. But I'm able to go in there and give them hope, to let them know, like, they don't have to stay like this, like they could change. So that's something that I do. And then Good Ground, I created a curriculum, out that same book, the same principles of people, places, and thinking. I made a curriculum where I could go into the schools and that, I could teach it as a program to at-risk students and things like that. Students that might be going that wrong route, because I understand that, like, because in high school, that's whenever I started going the wrong route. So I'm able to go in there, man, and just talk to the students and, give them a different perspective of life, because it's so much that a teacher could say to a student. I don't really believe a teacher could like talk how I could talk. Like I could tell them about my addictions and things like that. A teacher really can't do that. So it's like I'm able to go in there and, and just kind of be raw.
Yeah, especially since you've been through it,
Yes.
they understand it more. You understand it more than the teacher would, because the teacher,
Yeah, they ain't go through all that.
Exactly. Just sometimes if in order to know where people are coming from, you need to have been through it.
Right. And that's what, cause like the kids, they hear it in my voice. I could talk their language, like, cause I was out there too, and things like that. And, they always say like a person could, smell you if you fake, so they know. And hey, some of those students, I tell them, well, go ask your daddy about me. Like, like, the things that I'm saying are true, with my testimony. And, so it's a blessing, man, to be able to go back and like pour into the next generation, and like I say, I'm an open book. That's why, hey, man, I don't mind coming on your podcast and say all the mistakes, because all that stuff is my past, but I like to show people that you can have a past. It's all about how you make your future. And that's what I'm doing now, with publishing books and becoming a professional speaker. Because, I do keynote speeches now and, things like that, man. So I'm working, and I like to say I just took my pain and I turned it into purpose.
Yeah. And what I call, I guess, how did you get started in speaking? And were you nervous when you started doing that? Because I'm sure if I go ahead to talk to a lot of people, especially if I don't know them, that would be like very kind of stressful for me right there.
I got you. Really, how I look at it, bro, it's like my gift, where I started speaking public first in the church, because I'm a minister. So at times, I'm asked to preach on Sundays, and I might be asked to go to another church that I'm not a member of and go preach, So I feel like that's where it all started. Like the foundation was me preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Okay.
And then it's like I just started hearing in my spirit, like, you got to, everybody not going to walk through the church doors, but they need to hear your message. They need to hear what God done for you. So I'm going to go to them. So that's why I go to drug programs, or I go to the prison, or I go to the schools, because my foundation is God. So I don't have to go, because, in schools, you can't really just go in there and like speak scriptures and things like that. You can't, go in there and say Matthew 6:33, you can't really say scriptures. So, but my principles that I stand on is scripture.
Mhm.
You know, everything is biblical with me. So I'm able to just bring a message of love wherever I go, man. So that's what made it kind of easy for me because I was doing it in the church already. So it's like now when I go speak, and then look, let me say this. After I was doing it in church, then I had got a safety position, you know, in the refinery. And you know, if you the safety man, you got to give safety meetings in the morning.
Mhm.
You got to give safety meetings in the evening. So that was another place where I was practicing. Like I was giving safety meetings in the refinery. So it's like once I got the opportunity like to do, you know, keynote speaking and, you know, different programs, man, it just kind of comes second nature to me now. But am I still nervous? Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm nervous every time I get up.
Yeah.
Like I was nervous walking in the door coming in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you know, once I start talking, you know, I'm good.
You good? Yeah. Yeah. I had actually a guest, Mike Lay there. I think I'm saying his last name right.
Mhm.
He told me he's still nervous even to now. But hey, maybe one of these days I could have both of y'all here and actually Charlotte Moses see if she wants to come and
Yeah.
see you how you doing. You know?
Nah, most def. And it's funny because every time I see her, I tell that story to her.
Yeah, yeah.
I say, man, I know you probably sick of me, Miss Moses, but I got to tell you this story every time, like how you know, what I mean, like just the love that I saw, you know, from you, how it just encouraged me to this day, man, like to keep on pushing, because it gets hard out here, you know, at times, you know, especially in the beginning, like I was walking in unfamiliar territory, so it's like sometimes you go back to, you know, the old you because
Something familiar.
yeah, it's just familiar.
Yeah.
So you know, so we steady pushing, man.
Yeah, yeah. That's all you could do. You know what I mean? So who do you think would probably inspire you the most? You think?
Probably if I would have to say that something or someone, I would say my mom
Mm-hmm.
because in the midst of me being addicted to pretty much every drug out there for 15 years, like my mama never gave up on me.
Yeah.
Like I never heard my mama like talk bad. Like it was just positive, man. Like I would walk in the house because I was staying with my mama all that time. Now some days I wouldn't come home, but when I would come home, it'd be like 4 or 5 in the morning, and my mom would be up. And I would be like, "Mom, what you still up for?" And she'd just be like, "You know, I just had to use the restroom." But now I know why she was up, because she'll be up praying all night that her son come through the door.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like, so I know that now. It's like that's kind of like my motivation, you know, like just showing my mom that, you know, her son it's gonna be more than a drug dealer, gonna be more than a drug abuser, you know. So my mom, man, like, because it was love, man. I never seen a love like that in my life from a person. Like I know how God loves us, but like my mom, man, she loved me unconditional, man, because I did everything possible to not be loved.
Yeah, yeah,
And she just never gave up on me, man. So
yeah. That's how mothers are. You know what I mean?
yeah, man, it's different. Mother's love is different, man. That's
Yeah.
why I like, if I could just say something to the moms out there right quick, if you have a son or a daughter that's living a crazy lifestyle, like I'm telling you, man, your prayers, your love, man, you could pull them out the pits of hell. I'm a living testimony of that, man. My mama love pulled me out, man, and I'm just grateful. She prayed for me, man, and God heard her prayers, man, and I'm able to stand here today alive and free from drugs and alcohol. And I know it was from my mama prayers, man.
Mm. Yeah, because usually the father's gonna a little more harder on the kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, for sure. It's
yeah, you
that
gotta have the
tough love.
balance. You know? What I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Tough love,
It's
you
that
know?
tough love.
Yeah,
Like you know, what I'm saying?
and neither are right or wrong. You know what I mean? It's just different perspective.
Right,
you know?
right. Because I mean, it's just what it is. You know, a mom love and a dad love, it's just gonna be different. But like you said, it's that balance. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because you know, my dad, he just kind of didn't really just talk to me when I was going through all that,
Yeah.
because he like, you know, that boy crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But once I got clean and everything, me and my dad, man, we had great conversations after that.
Yeah, that's great. So seems like you have wild life. What do you have any like funny or crazy stories you kind of could share?
Uh, I got some stories. I ain't gonna lie. Like, but one story that when you asked that just popped in my brain was, and it's a wild story, but it was a story when I was in a home invasion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I was at one of my friend's house. It was 2 o'clock in the evening, and it was Father's Day, and we just in there just hanging out, chilling. Next thing I know, man, 3 guys come running through the back door with ski masks on and guns. And they just, all I heard was, "Get on the floor." get on the floor. And so, we all lay down. And then next thing I know, I hear one of the guys say, if y'all don't give us the dope or the money, I'm popping him first. And when they said popping him first, I could feel the gun on my head. And he like, you know what I mean? Like pushing it on
Wow,
my
yeah.
head. And so I'm laying there. It's 2:00 in the evening. This is the last thing I thought I would be doing at 2:00 in the
Yeah,
evening.
and it's not even nighttime.
Nah, it's not even nighttime, so
Yeah.
you're not even thinking someone gonna do something like this, man. And so, like, I'm just laying there, kind of like thinking I'm about to die. And I wasn't in church. I didn't, none of that then.
Mhm.
But something on the inside of me just made me call out to God. Like I just said, God help me. Like I just whispered it. Like that was it. That's all I said was God help me. I don't know where that come from, but after I said that, the house got so quiet. And at first it was chaos because they running through the house. The person that lived there, they trying to, get where the money at and all that kind of stuff. But after I said that, the house got quiet, bro. I can't explain it. It was just so quiet. But after it got quiet, next thing I know, the guys had flipped a couch over on me. So my mind went to this movie that I watched a long time ago.
Mhm.
They flipped the couch on the person, then they shoot it up. So I'm thinking that's what they about to do to me. So whenever they flipped the couch, I started like bracing myself, like to take the bullets.
Yeah.
But then next thing I know, I just started hearing the feet just running out the house, and they left.
Yeah.
And it was like that was like one of the moments I really had to look at my life and say, I don't think I'm built for this.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't fun.
Yeah. That's the moment you want to say, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like getting me out. You know what I mean? But did I stop running the streets? No, I didn't stop. I paused for a second, but I didn't stop then.
Yeah.
But that's why I say it was just such a crazy story. But it was a story. And one of the ministers, one of the elders at our church told me the other day, what was symbolic about that couch being flipped over on you, David, was God was showing that he was covering you then.
Mhm.
That couch was your covering, and he's still covering you to this day. And I never looked at it like that because back in the day, that couch brought fear to me when it flipped over on me. But now I see it different now, by what the minister told me, like that was God showing you, man, I got you covered.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because nothing happened to me, So that's my little crazy story. Everything else crazy that happened in my life, I probably don't remember it because I was too drunk or something.
Yeah. Yeah. You know how that happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had many nights like those.
Yeah.
Am I proud of them? No.
No.
But do I remember them? Probably never happened then.
Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? For real.
Yeah, but so I know actually we're today Saturday, right? I know
Yeah.
we were supposed to do one yesterday, but you had a thing to do with the kids, right? For the church. And
Yeah, man. Our church had vacation Bible school, and I just couldn't miss it, man.
No, that's fine. That's fine. No,
Yeah, I just,
that's more,
so
that's
I
more
was-
important.
Yeah, and I was like, man, I was so excited to come here, man. But I was like, man, I can't miss them kids, man, because they was just so excited and just having a good time, man. So but I thank you for being able to reschedule.
Oh yeah, no worries.
And get me in here because I was like, man, I'm coming to the podcast and come and chop it up with you.
Yeah.
And but man. So I'm just involved in the church, man. Anything like with empowering the next generation or helping someone, man, I'm with that. Even like these podcasts, like, you got a platform, bro, that, what I'm saying, people gonna get help. Like, I feel like somebody gonna listen to this podcast that we're making.
Yeah.
And something's gonna be said that's gonna help them. And that, that's why I do it, because it's not like I did everything right. The only thing I could tell them is trust God. Like, because that's what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
It might sound cliche, but it's kind of true. That if you could help out one person, it was worth it.
Nah, my grandmother just passed away, bro.
Sorry to hear that.
About maybe a couple of months ago. And I was telling her, like, hey, grandma, I'm finally in the schools, man. They let me in the schools. I'm starting to talk to the students now. You know what I mean? I was just so excited. And my nickname, Punchy. So she said, Punchy, if you just help out one student, you done your job. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't help them all, it's okay. Just It might just be that one that God's sending you there to help, man. You just make sure you help that one, if that's all that want to listen to you. And that encouraged me because, of course, once you want to help people, you want to save the world.
Yeah.
But, everybody not going to listen. You know what I mean? Like, because I didn't listen at first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, most deaf.
Yeah. Everybody goes through that phase where I know everything.
Yeah, we once we get a certain age, we think we know it all, and like those older people, they don't know nothing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you don't understand. Like, I know that's what I would tell the older people, man. You ain't living in this time that we living in, man. You don't understand what we going through, and things like that. And I remember them telling me, like, man, I already done what you done. Like, I done been there already. And it's funny because now I'm saying that to the next generation.
Like, I'm the old guy now.
Yeah, like, I'm unk now. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm
yeah.
old school now. And it's just kind of funny, like how the world go around, man. And next thing you know, I'm saying those same things that, was told to me whenever I was running the streets and all that kind of stuff. So, I get it. That's why I get it. I understand that, the kids some might not listen, but it's going to be some that's going to listen. You know what I mean? So just keep talking to all of them, man.
Yeah, that's what I tell myself. Like when I was turned 21, I thought I knew a lot, but then when I turned 24, like, man, I didn't know nothing. But then when I turned 30, like, man, I really didn't know much. Now I turn 40 or whatever. I was like, man, I still don't know everything I did. I'm sure it's gonna be the same thing when I turn 50. You know what I mean? It's like, man, as long as I keep on improving my knowledge and growing, I guess that's all that matters.
Hey, man, we're forever learning, man. A wise man told me, David, just always stay humble with a teachable spirit, and you're going to make it far in life because you're never going to know everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I listen to everybody that talks to me.
Yeah.
It don't matter, like, their status and all that. Like, if somebody talking, I'm going to listen because I feel like they could tell me something that I need.
Yeah. And even probably to this day, even on my deathbed, I'm still going to be like, I still don't know everything.
That's it.
And it's fine. You know what I mean? As long as you did your best, you try to help out people.
That's it, bro.
So I always like asking this to all my guests. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Man, I see myself in 5 years, like with an established program in the school, like, with my curriculum, good ground, like where I have planted like that program in different schools, like in multiple schools, where I'm even having to consult others like to teach it.
Yeah.
Because the vision that I feel like I have that God has given me, like I know I can't do this by myself. Like I know that I'm gonna have to have other people with me. So I'm gonna continue to release books, because I like the process of, writing a book and things like that, and just speaking more. In 5 years, I feel like, because right now I'm only really speaking in Texas, like driving distance.
Yeah.
But in 5 years from now, man, I see myself going around the world, like just sharing like my story, my testimony, having an impact on other people's lives, and it's just like on a bigger scale, because I feel like I'm just beginning now. It's just how I feel. Like this is just the beginning. So of course, how I look at life, you start in your community first and make an impact.
Yes.
And then once you have that impact on your community, now it's time to go to unfamiliar territories, like, in different cities, different states, and different countries, if you're called to go, to different countries, just whatever, but you start in your community first. So right now, 2025, I'm in my community, but 2030, I should be in other people's communities, by then.
Yeah. And I'm sure maybe the audience may be thinking, like, okay, how long have you been doing this? Like,
well, I'm gonna say I've been speaking in the church probably for like 10 plus years.
Okay.
Like in the church,
Yeah.
like, teaching classes, Bible studies, things like that. But professional speaking, like on the outside of the church, I only been doing it for like a year.
okay.
So, and like speaking in schools, it's just been a year. Like, that's why I say I'm in the beginning of it, of me getting out of just only speaking in the church, and nothing's wrong with that if some people, but like for me and my calling, it's like God's allowing me to speak in the church and in the community and in the marketplace, and so, I'm just excited about it. So in 5 years, man, I feel like I'll be in different cities by then. doing this,
I'm
man.
sure you will, but it sounds like you would, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
to spread out the God's word and stuff to help out people.
That's it, brother.
Yeah. But you said no, you have another book, right? So that's gonna make 3 totals or
Yeah, that'll be three. Well, we could say four because I got a coloring book too.
okay.
But this book right here, why I'm so excited about it, it's because it's my first children's book.
Mm-hmm.
So remember earlier I was telling you that I had a book titled Good Ground when I talk about the people, places, and thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And so that book is more for, I'm gonna say, middle school, high school, adult. But I didn't have anything for the elementary kids, So it's like, okay, well, what you gonna do? I'm gonna make something for the elementary kids. So I made a children book, and it's titled Grow Big on Good Ground. So, and it's still the same principle. It's just teaching kids on their level about the importance of the friends you pick. It's important about the places you go. It's important about, the way that you think, the way that you see yourself. I'm just talking to where an elementary kid could understand. And the thing that I like about the children's book the most is in the book, I have a story, like a little story that, that I could read to the kids. But then also in the middle of those stories, I have affirmations that like, cause I'm about to go on a whole book tour, like reading to kids all
Okay.
over, you know what I mean? So as I'm reading the book to the kids, it's going to be like affirmations put in the book too to get the kids to say out loud about themselves. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, say I'm strong and, and things like that. And then it's even going to, in this book, because it's like about 60 pages, I mean,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
of pictures and the story. Not a story, not that long, but I still got those affirmations in there. And then I got like activities where the kids could write down and, to make it an interactive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, cause I didn't want to make a children book where I just sit there and read it to them and they just sit down. No, I want to I want to hear what they have to say.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I put the activities in there or whoever's reading the book to them, just to get the kids active and
Yeah.
talking. And so man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm excited about it, man. I already like connected with certain like I'm gonna say big businesses that is talking about allowing me to come like read to the kids in their establishments. I can't release those names just
Yeah,
yet,
yeah, yeah.
but after I do it, I'm gonna come back to the podcast
Okay.
and
Yeah.
tell you about it, man. But I'm just excited about it, man. I believe this is gonna be big, man. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I even have a character on the cover of the book, and that's Farmer David. So when I go read to the kids, I'm gonna dress like him in my overalls and
Mm-hmm.
all that kind of stuff. And we gonna have a good time, man. It's like I wanna like go on a book tour to the different schools in the beginning of the year to bring some excitement to the first day of school. Like they're coming off of summer, let me come to your school. Let me bring some excitement to it, with Farmer David. Let me get the kids speaking positive affirmations over themselves in the beginning of the year. So we'll continue to say those affirmations throughout the whole year. And I believe that's how you empower someone, man, when they start speaking positive about themselves. Because in the world that we in, it's gonna be, things that might make them speak negative. Because I remember when I was a kid, and sometimes I spoke negative about certain
Yeah.
things, So, man, we working, man. I'm excited. I'm excited about this children book,
Yeah.
man. It's on Amazon. We're gonna have the hardcover. We're gonna have the soft cover, man. We just gonna put it
Yeah.
to work.
And all those links too for those books, I'll put them on there on those little descriptions. That way you guys can find it as well too.
Man,
I could see that already right now where you're just talking and reading the book out to the kids
yeah.
and then them filling out whatever they want to say.
Yeah.
And probably, are you going to like act, pick on them like, hey, so what did you write down? You know what I mean?
Yeah, interactive. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly,
Get them to
really.
talk, man.
Yeah.
Because I like I said, I don't want it to make it just because I have went to schools and read to the kids before, like the Cat in the Hat and books like that, Green Eggs and Ham and
Mhm.
things like that. And those are awesome books, but it was like where's the activity in the
Yeah.
book? Like we could get the kids to write in the book.
Yeah,
and,
especially nowadays, you need to have them kids very
Yes.
just because
yes.
they're especially with social media and other phones and stuff like that, man, they're all over the place.
And I promise. So that's and that's why that with the book, man. You know, and I'm working with Keisha Simmons. You know, she has a publishing company where she's gonna publish. You know, she published the book for me, man, and she's awesome, man. I've been working with her with a lot of projects, man. I just wanted to give her a shout out, man.
Yeah. Do you have any last words for the viewers?
Well, my last words for the viewers is man, dream big. Like, don't let no one tell you that you can't do it. If you see it in your head, you see it in your vision, man, go for it. You know, don't let nobody say, man, you can't do that. If you hear people telling you can't do that, man, use that for motivation. Don't use it for something that's gonna stop you, man. And I just say, you know, because everybody got a gift on the inside of them, man. And I believe that we could use that gift on the inside of us, man, and get it stirred up. And man, we could have an impact on this whole world. Like, you know, because I want to go to the community. But it's something on the inside of you. It's something on the inside of the viewers that if we all come together, then now we can have an impact on the community. Because, you know, they say a lot of things like these kids, they, you know, they don't listen and, you know, they shooting up, you know, and all that kind of stuff. But so it's going to take that village to get out there and really get to talking to them and, you know, making a different space for them. So, you know, I just want to let the people know, man, go for your dreams, man. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And like you say, dream big, because
dream big,
really big, because that way, even if you fall a little bit behind the dream, at least you know you went really high out there.
Hey, you know what? Look, they say shoot for the moon. Mm-hmm. If you don't hit the moon, you'll at least be amongst the stars.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so, and that's just where I'm at, man. Dream big, man.
Yeah. I guess you could let the viewers know where you got Facebook, Instagram, or what?
Oh, yeah. I got all that good stuff. Like on Facebook, you could find me, David Punchy Martin. And I spell Punchy Punchie. And I'm on Instagram, David Martin 98. And that's pretty much it. I have a podcast on YouTube titled God, Coffee, and Encouragement.
I like it.
So you could type that in, and like all I do on my podcast, brother, I just, you know, give an encouraging word from God, and I drink my coffee, and you know, we just have a good time, man.
Yeah.
So you know, man, but I'm everywhere. I'm not hard to find, you know. I even do life insurance. I mean, I'm also a life insurance agent. So, you know, if I'm not working on my books and speaking in the schools and things like that, I'm helping people get life insurance, you know, so.
Yeah, you're a busy man, you know, which is good. You'd rather be busy than, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
doing
real.
good things, you know?
Nah, that's it, man, because even with life insurance, I feel like it's purpose.
Yeah.
You know, getting people, because one day they're going to pass away. So I want to make sure that they leave something to their families.
Yeah. People don't want to talk about it, but then when it happens, that's when everybody start talking about it.
So that's me. I like to have those hard conversations.
Yeah.
So, you know, man, but I'm just excited, man. I'm excited about your podcast, man, watching it grow, man.
Yeah,
so,
slowly but surely it will get there. You know what I mean?
Nah, I'm here for it, man. You know what I mean? Any help you need to getting it out there, man, you just let me know, bro. And I got you.
I don't know if you know Michael Lader. I think I had him in the podcast. I don't know if you know him personally.
Probably if I see him, though, because I don't think I know him personally.
Yeah, I'll try to reach out to him, and maybe not right now, but like later on.
Yeah.
See if I could have you, him.
Yeah.
And then also maybe see Charlie Moses. She wants to come on as well, too. You know what I mean? That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be fun.
Yeah, man. And we could talk about, you know, whatever y'all want to talk about, man. I'm here for it.
And I'm going to put all the links to where we could see David and also his books and stuff, so you guys don't worry about that. So, but if you guys like what we're doing over here, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. All right, guys? Peace out.
Peace. Awesome job, brother.
That's good, man. That's good.
Breaking news or cool interviews, we keep it real, no scripted cues. From wild debates to heartfelt tales, strap in tight, this train never derails. We bring the vibes, the beats won't stop. Tune in now, we rise to the top. Laugh, cry, shout, feel every drop. This podcast here is cream.